So we're being told that it's Beterbiev versus Bivol on June 1st in Saudi Arabia, undisputed light heavyweight championship, with Matchroom versus Queensbury on the undercard, 5 versus 5. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But to start off with the main event then, Beterbiev-Bivol, this is obviously a highly anticipated match, one that all of us have been waiting for a very long time, and I'm finding it very difficult to split them. I think back to that fight that Beterbiev had with Alexander Gvozdyk because there are some stylistic similarities between Gvozdyk and Bivol, but Bivol is faster than Gvozdyk. So my initial thought was, well, if Gvozdyk can stay away from a younger version of Beterbiev and actually be ahead on many people's scorecards going into the second half of the fight, then surely Bivol can go one better than that against an older Beterbiev, last the distance and take a decision. However, the one thing, at least in my estimation, that Gvozdyk had over Bivol is that he hits harder. Punching power allows you to keep your opponent honest. If you don't have enough power to do that, it doesn't really matter how fast you are. Your opponent, if he's good at cutting off the ring, as Beterbiev is going to get to you. You know, back in the days, Amir Khan was very fast, but he was lacking in the physical strength department. And so many opponents found it quite easy to walk him down, despite the blistering speed. Now, Dmitry Bivol's got better footwork than Amir Khan, we know this. But Beterbiev's got better footwork and cuts the ring off better than most of Amir Khan's opponents probably. Now, some people might argue Canelo Alvarez. Well, that's an interesting comparison because in Bivol's fight with Canelo, there were moments early on when Bivol was tucked up against the ropes, allowing Canelo to get shots off on him. If he plans on doing that against Artur Beterbiev, he might as well not take the fight because Beterbiev only needs a few seconds to do a tremendous amount of damage. An example of that would be the Anthony Yarde fight. There were certain key moments in that fight where he managed to trap Anthony Yarde in the corner and he did a tremendous amount of damage in the space of 5-10 seconds? You don't need long. So Bivol's going to have to stay off those ropes. I'm going to assume he's smart enough to know that. But like I say, although he's faster than Gvozdyk and he's got a similar style, doesn't hit as hard as Gvozdyk, how much respect will Artur Beterbiev have for him? There's an old adage in boxing, timing beats speed. Artur Beterbiev has got a very good jab, a well-timed jab, and it's powerful. He breaks you down with that jab. But generally, Beterbiev is not the kind of guy to come steaming out in the first round. I mean, we did see it a little bit against Callum Smith, but Callum Smith is slow of foot, relatively speaking. So that facilitated a fast start from Artur Beterbiev. Dmitry Bivol is extremely fast of foot. I mean, he's probably got the fastest foot speed, not only in the light heavyweight division, but pound for pound, he's got some of the fastest feet in the whole of boxing. So he may well be able to outmaneuver Artur Beterbiev for several rounds. Minimize the amount he's getting hit, use his own very good jab. But you have to imagine eventually Artur Beterbiev will start getting to him. It's just whether Dmitry Bivol can weather the late storm, presuming he's ahead by that point, and make it to the final bell to secure a points victory. I'll talk more about the fight the closer it gets, but yeah, I'm finding it really difficult to split them. Now, with the undercard, Matchroom versus Queensbury 5 versus 5. Unless they're going to put some of their more high-profile fighters in there against each other, then I'm not really fussed about this, to be honest with you. I say that because both Matchroom and Queensbury have got a lot of miscellaneous boxers in their respective stables. Guys who I personally don't really care about. To make it interesting for someone like me, I would want to see, for example, Anthony Yarde versus Callum Smith, Hamza Shiraz versus, Ammo Williams, or even Felix Cash. It's unfortunate that they don't have any heavyweights they could match against each other, for that particular card at least. Matchroom's heavyweight stable is pretty thin at this stage. They've got Anthony Joshua, but I can't see him fighting on that card. I wouldn't have imagined so anyway. And other than AJ, they've got Johnny Fisher and Justice Hooney. That's about it in terms of Matchroom heavyweights. Dylan White, pretty much gone. We don't know what's going on with him. Filip Hrgovic's contract with Matchroom has run out. He's a free agent now. That was confirmed by Hrgovic and Matchroom themselves a few weeks ago. Would you class Derek Chisora as a Matchroom heavyweight? I don't know. Do you want to see him fight somebody on this undercard? I wouldn't really care for that myself. Queensbury have got a deeper stable of heavyweights at this stage. Obviously Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, Zheli Zhang, Moses Itauma, so on and so forth. So you're not really going to match Matchroom heavyweights versus Queensbury heavyweights at this stage. I can't think of too many other matchups that I'd really want to see between the two camps in other weight classes off the top of my head. I think I mentioned all of them. Who have Matchroom got at 154 or at 147? They got Conor Benn. Queensbury have got what? Echo Esserman or something in the same weight class? I mean, I guess. If there are people I'm forgetting about here, please remind me in the comment section below. But personally, as I say, I'm not really interested in Matchroom or Queensbury's miscellaneous fighters. You know, these like miscellaneous guys from Rumford or something, or God knows where, Blackpool or Chester or whatever, you know? So unless they can throw up some surprises for me, then it's really going to be all about the main event. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.